I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago, peradventure. That note was delivered unto me. On a day writ therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished. Huh? I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? I can point out the villain here, and as for that torn off piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it. Oh boy, what is happening? Who's lying? Who's not?
You have not claimed to have received this letter, do you, Mr. Shakespeare?
Faith, 'tis so, my lord. And I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet 'tis clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it.
Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was...
A lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the one lying.
I beg your pardon?
I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't lie. That note was delivered to me at my address, besides. We all know who the liar around here is. If that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope was without question found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. I don't see why I should explain. Sorry? I'm a fledgling artist. My job is just to say what happened, that's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You're the fledgling lawyer. She's not wrong. The fledgling will do his best. Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. Oh! Was that a praise?
Well, counsel?
I'm ready, my lord.
Very well then, the defense will now proceed with the cross-examination.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shakespeare's room. There can be no question of that. Oh, Susato, that's a harsh opinion. But okay, since this is a game, I will take it as granted. And that's how she acquired the note. Yes, two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all of this. Well, not quite facts yet. And it's not a pretty one. I mean, yes, our theory is that Miss Green broke into his room, Shakespeare's room, to put a poison onto the gas pipes, I guess. This is our working theory, at least. Nobody came. Why did nobody come then, I wonder? Was he supposed to meet Miss Green? I can't... If she really stole the letter, then it's not Miss Green that he's supposed to meet, right? Why would you indeed?
Hold it!
It seems that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shakespeare about 1 week ago. Oh, does it? But for some reason, it ended up in your possession. I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shakespeare's lodgings.
Objection!
But for what reason would a witness have done that? I won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some other way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless. Miss Green could only have come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shakespeare's room. Hold on. Yeah. And yet there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing. What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though? Yes, we should pursue that idea, Mr. Naruhodo. We're close now, I can feel it. So close to a breakthrough. Can we present something already? The death? Seldom. No. I think it's... no... I don't think the lines of thought have connected just yet in the game. You don't know anything about a torn off piece of envelope. So you're saying you have torn off the envelope yourself? Because you're maintaining that the envelope was sent to you?
Hold it!
So you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter, is that it? I'm a fledgling artist, remember? Artists are nearly always introverted characters. Introverted? Fie! This fledgling doth readily cast aspersions about my nature. Yet I am an angel, a seraph, bursts to harmonize with my song. The wind doth frolic on my wing. O pity, wherefore dost thou accuse one so pure of heart and poor woman? Pure of heart? I don't think so. Even a fledgling like me can see you're just a failure. Holy crap. Tragedy! Thou shalt not know the true heart of an artist until thine instruction thereafter by death. Oh, the days, oh, the years, alas, to enlighten thee, thou must wait so long and in vain. Mr. Naruhodo, interject with some clever remark. This is your chance to shine. What? I don't know any Shakespeare. I'm no Shakespearean actor, Mr. Sato. No, as far as I can tell, the only thing that's going to resolve this argument is evidence, yes. It's clear that Miss Green did in fact break into Mr. Shakespeare's room, isn't it? And that's where she found this letter. Yes, two more or less foregone conclusions that lead me to one terrifying conclusion. Terrifying? Yes, I'm afraid to say that the outcome of this cross-examination may well change how we look at this case completely. A week ago, the note was delivered to you.
Hold it!
And can you shed any light on the contents of the note at all? Nay, sire, 'tis as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Oh, that's a lie. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine own, verily, 'tis impenetrable. But Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In effect, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew him, didn't you? Alack, if the choices be twixt, I knew him and I knew him not, then 'tis with foreboding that I'd be forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted. Huh? You were? Despite your claims though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the Slug and Salad. Presumably that was nothing to do with your knowledge of literature? Marry, naught will have the better of me, sire, save for the lure of curiosity. So 'tis true, I was compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet in the end, my curiosity was not satiated. Nobody came.
Hold it!
So even after waiting for an hour, nobody appeared? Well, yes, sire, 'tis as thou sayst. Really? You paused for a moment before you answered? In truth, when thou asked whether nobody appeared, I did suddenly recall.
Really, do you mean to tell the court that somebody did appear after all?
I was not alone that night at the slug of and salad, my lord. No, 'tis returning to me now. I did treat my lips to almost clear water and mine innards to a premium crust of bread. And all around me danced a great many companions. What do you mean? Flies, sire, flies.
Oh, Lord.
In the name of Beelzebub, what were they? Fairies, perchance, from a midsummer night's dream, come to taunt me? I think they were just flies. I can't help thinking that the flies ought to choose something more wholesome to buzz around. Is that wrong of me? You saw that the note had vanished.
Hold it!
When exactly did you notice it had gone missing? Such idle thoughts ne'er occupy my mind. I am busied with greater ideas. In other words, you didn't notice. Several days passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room.
Yes, it would appear that the note disappeared sometime in that interval.
Such idle thoughts ne'er occupy my mind. I am busied with greater ideas. Hold on. Yeah, like several days passed and he only noticed it missing now? Like 6 days later?
And yet during that time Miss Green was comatose in hospital, was she not? Clearly then she could not have been stealing things from Mr. Shamspeare's room.
Yes, of course. That's so true. It's all some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir? No comment. You have so far failed to give a satisfactory explanation as to how you came to buy the note. I am not here to advocate for your defense, madam. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story. You would do well to remember that. Oh, dearie me. What's Lord Van Ziek's getting at? Why would you indeed? We have to present something. Why would you? Is it because revenge? Not revenge. Maybe revenge. For your loved one, Duncan Ross, who died due to gas poisoning.
Objection!
The witness's last statement is clearly contradictory. Okay, no, that wasn't it.
You say it's undeniable, but I fail to see any contradiction.
I think perhaps that itself is the contradiction.
Indeed.
Why would you? Why would you? Wait, how is Selden related to all of this again? Oh, because Shamspeare had a photo or no, a newspaper clip of Selden, right? Oh, is it just that I just need to present my theory about him, about her doing the poison thing? Is that it?
Objection!
Oh, okay. Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle, and though the contents spilled during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set, better not to mention that, the liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine. What? Strychnine? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare. Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings. For one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shamspeare's room with poison. She's not shocked at all.
Can this be?
You broke into my room to... It may seem incredible to the court, but from the remaining clues there's only one logical conclusion. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspeare's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie, me!
Order! Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill?
Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts.
But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely?
Well, that's a very good point. Perhaps not, my lord. Oh, Van Ziek's coming to my aid?
I beg your pardon?
There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time. Lord Van Ziek's. And of course, the following morning there was more activity at Mr. Shamspeare's address. More activity? Ah, yes. You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder? That's right, and as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant. But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe. Hold on. Yeah. Right. With Natsume's arrest, he had no reason to blow air. And therefore to kill him because he wasn't there in the first place. His intended victim being in a prison cell. With the need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant. And then, 3 days ago now, the situation changed again. Right, Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end.
The trial which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back but was duly acquitted.
That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier. Ah, Mary! With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan.
What plan?
The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the slug and sell it at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear. What? Really? What? to ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time. Huh? Okay. To make sure I wasn't home? To make sure I wasn't home? Exactly. But that means you're saying Miss Green wrote the letter to Mr. Shamspeare. But then why did Miss Green steal the letter back? Makes no sense. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that you wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say that letter was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Oh, okay, to hide the evidence, I suppose. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. But why did she not just get rid of the letter? She kept it for... Oh, she was comatose, that's why. Oh.
Order, order, what do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already. So that's what's behind all this.
You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Which person is behind this woman's motive?
Well, naturally it would be Duncan Ross. Duncan Ross, right? But maybe she didn't know that Shamspeare wasn't the one who killed Duncan. It was the occupant before him, right?
Take that!
Duncan Ross?
That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings at Mr. Garridab's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross. I knew I'd heard the name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago, when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings.
That does ring a vague... Oh, of course, yes, I remember now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse of some such.
The convict's curse? Wait, what? Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamspeare blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. Wait, I thought when he died, Mr. Shamspeare wasn't even... I thought Mr. Shamspeare came to the house, came to the apartment after Natsume moved in? Huh? It was murder, plain and simple. Well, what do you know? The world is so unfair. Curses, curious death, that's all people care about. If it's an interesting story they want to know, it doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him. You mean Duncan was... Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé. Fiancé? You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamspeare. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy, the murderer, who took the life of the man she was to marry. Marry? Miss Green, is it not a case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamspeare, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe?
This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel?
Huh? Accuse both parties? Of what exactly? Of intent to murder? Yes.
Each on different counts of murder?
I mean, they didn't murder anyone, but they planned to murder someone. Yes, my lord, that's correct.
Objection!
Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded. It is my job to prosecute anyone, not yours. What? Why would Mr. Shamspeare have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance. And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either. Miss Green. I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel. The gallows, that's right. No, that's not right. I mean, what? I mean, you didn't murder anyone. Why would you be sent to the gallows? Just for the intent to kill?
Objection!
But you broke into the man's room. If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason? I thought I'd have a look around, that's all. What? Sorry? You're right, I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence of something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life. Oh vileness, oh villainy, oh tyranny, oh rotundity. Rotundity? Rotundity of a woman. But in any case, whenever I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. That whole place was falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some tubs and a piece of wire. Oh awfulness, oh artfulness, oh tyranny, oh profanity of woman. We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, tell the court what you found, what evidence your search revealed. Oh, I spotted a note that I sent him, lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place. Eh? Yes, we also discovered that hiding place. Inside we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Yes, well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty. What? There was something in it? Yes. This rather nice key. What? You have the evidence that you broke into someone else's room, hung around your neck, publicly viewable by anyone and everyone. What? What are you doing with that? What the? Every ounce of color has drained from his face. Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine, I inherited it. What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it? No, from Selden. What's all this about? He inherited that key? It was obviously important to you since you'd gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care. Give it back this minute, give it to me.
Calm yourself, witness.
So Mr. Shamspeare has tried and in one case succeeded to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shamspeare at first, but considering everything we know now, I think there's actually something that could explain it. What? I need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal, everything we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure that I just caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all of these events.
In that case, our counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court in support of your claim.
Okay, what is it that you can say? What can explain the motivation for Mr. Shamspeare's crimes? Well, it should be the capital offenders file. Right? I think so.
Take that!
That's an official police report, is it not?
The Selden file? How did you get hold of that? Selden? The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room.
Well, yes, we know this certainly.
A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Oh, is it really Selden? Huh, okay. Wait, but I thought someone died in that room. Selden didn't die in that room, right? Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries. I don't remember the whole story. Was it that the lodgings was cursed because Selden was living in there and he was a murderer, and then someone else died in there. That's why it's cursed? That makes sense.
I see.
And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died. To say the sum £1,000 worth of loot that he stole, which as yet remains to be found.
Oh, yes, of course, it's coming back to me now. It's written in his file here.
£1,000 lost en route to hell. That was how the papers summed it up. And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret. The location of the stolen loot, and perhaps a key to unlock whatever container the valuables were in. You mean this key is... Mr. Shamspeare, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not? What are you talking about? There's a false charge, I tell you, a false charge! The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death is noted in this file. But a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is.
But even if it's true, why would a man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot. So it all comes out. Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shamspeare's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense. When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garrideb's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice. Because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross. Oh, not Natsume. Okay, that makes much more sense. Then I remembered wrong. Which is why Mr. Shakespeare subsequently devised this gas-based plot to kill the occupant of the room. And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room. However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it.
Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, the defendant of this case, no less.
So you decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shakespeare? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict. That was a weak breakdown. Looks like I'm gonna snuff it before. Oh, the criminal.
Listen, looks like it's gonna be too late. Listen, I want you to have my loot. Anything to stop the coppers getting their mitts on it. It's in the room where I was lodging when they got me. Here, this is the key to it. Take it. Always stay one step ahead, mate. See you in hell, I guess.
Shakespeare. This is mine. Huh? What did you say? It's mine. That loot is mine. Oh, whoa, Mr. Shakespeare? It's all lies. I don't accept any of it. Why should I? After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I'm the victim here, remember? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me, for the time being anyway. Verily, you can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so close, I just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it, and I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I just give up? There's no question in my mind now. This man is guilty through and through. But he seems so utterly intoxicated by the idea of that loot. I'm afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruhodo. There is a way. Pardon? There's one way I can finish him. No. He's already committed the most heinous crime to get his hands on that loot, which means all we need to do is find it first. A fine plan, were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross. If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed.
Without conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule.
If only there was some way we could find the convict's loot quickly. This is the final piece in this complex puzzle, but I think we might have it in our possession already. Really? Or rather, I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden. What? My lord?
Yes, counsel?
The defense would like to make a proposal about how to find the late convict's hidden loot. I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts. He's going crazy. It's our last chance, so it has to be worth a gamble. Besides, we've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then. Huh? What are you talking about? What?
Very well then, counsel, let the court hear your idea. What do you propose we can use in order to locate the hiding place?